Apple juice for two.
Apple juice for two. Apple juice for two.
You a sexual lady.
Apple juice for two.
Start them off right, Cam.
Apple juice.
Welcome back to Apple Juice for Two. This is episode 6. My name is Brevin Stallings, and next to me is my beautiful co-host.
Lil Zane News, aka
That's right.
Allen, or you can call me Cameron Allen. Don't matter to me, but I am.
You said Garrett Allen?
I said Cameron Allen.
Oh.
It doesn't matter what you call me because I am Lil Zane News, but I have other aliases. I'm not going to pronounce the word again because I will mess up again.
You said it right the first time.
I know, but it was a tongue twister.
And of course, we have our awesome producer, Cameron.
What's going on, guys?
Cameron.
It's great to be back.
Great to
As
be
always.
here, actually.
We are here. We are back doing it again. They
Yeah.
said we wouldn't, but we are back, of course.
In the same stew, but as you can probably tell if you're watching, it's a very different setup, and it
That
just
is true.
it feels like home.
We're trying to get a little bit more professional.
Yeah, we definitely upped the production game over this last week. As you can tell, we changed some things up, and I'm loving the fresh look. What do you guys think?
yeah.
This is dope. We
feel-
had
like I said,
we had
it
to
feels like home.
reevaluate our budget to have all these accommodations in the room.
You know how when you're at your home and you're taking a dump and you just have that time alone,
Yeah.
and it's just like so private and peaceful, and you just feel comfortable and at home. That's what that feels like.
Yeah. That's a stretch.
Not that it makes me need to.
Like it so much. It makes
That's
me
a good
feel
thing.
Excited too. It's a good place to. It's good
Yeah.
home for a show.
Yeah.
That's what you mean. Yeah.
Just definitely stressed about the pooping.
Yeah.
but,
No, I agree.
but
We can talk
see
about that
where
later.
you
I
were
hope you're
going.
not pooping in this room.
There's
Please
no
don't
holes in the
poop here.
seats. It's okay.
Did not design that for pooping yet.
Goodness crazy.
Once we get big,
This is
we'll
a
have
purely podcasting
We'll have
room.
built-in bidets and toilets and all this.
We should. America needs to adopt bidets. in this thing.
I heard Joe Rogan does.
Dude, so
So-
many people do, and everyone loves it.
I'm joking. Don't sue us for that one.
Oh. Jimmy, pull that up.
Anyways, shout out to our French listener. We gained a listener in France over this past week.
Merci beaucoup.
Juste des pommes pour deux.
Juste
Oui.
pompadour.
Am I right, guys? Yeah.
Oui.
Yeah.
So,
Juste pompadour.
yeah.
Écris une lettre. No.
I don't know what that means. I don't
Write us
speak.
a letter.
I don't. Speak,
Oh, okay.
I don't
Yeah.
speak
Write us a
Italian.
letter. Apple Juice is going international, worldwide. So that's what we love to see.
Worldwide, Mr. Worldwide, Mr. Worldwide, Mr. Worldwide.
I have 2 other things, but before we get to any of that, there is something special that we have to do.
Ooh, special.
Surprise.
There is something very special. So this episode's gonna come out on Thursday, but on Friday it is Brevin's birthday.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow.
So I think you know what that
guys. You shouldn't have.
It's happy birthday, Brevin.
Thank you. They make no noise.
Well, this thing is completely useless. Wow. Get that birthday boy a hat on.
Yeah.
Oh.
for you.
We got hats for
Oh,
everyone.
yeah.
We got
Oh,
hats.
I couldn't.
Oh no, we got hats for
You
everyone.
have to.
You got to put on the hat, man.
Wait,
got
it was
hats.
Lightyear.
I don't actually know how to put
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
I don't know how to put on the hat.
Is it not unclear?
I don't think. Cameron, this isn't a hat. You're supposed to hang these up.
Oh, those are streamers. I thought that was a
I
hat.
thought this is a hat.
Wrap it around your head like
Just
the
wrap
crown
it
of
around.
thorns
Yeah,
on
that's
Jesus
like a
H.
scarf.
Christ.
Wrap it around. Wrap around this. Yeah, this is all the party favors.
Oh man. Okay.
As you can tell,
well,
he's not the party guy.
that is my bad. That is my
like
B.
graduating.
I will take that B. My B.
It's okay. They look like hats, I guess.
There's also Cameron and I.
Oh my God.
Special gift for Brevin Stallings.
Yeah.
A special gift for Brevin Stallings.
From Cameron and Cameron, guys. Oh my goodness.
What is it, Brevin?
You got me a sauna
a
suit.
sauna suit. You're gonna look great when you
I'm
when
gonna
you wear
lose
it.
so much weight.
You're gonna lose so much, but you're gonna look great when you wear it.
I saw that and thought you would look great in it.
I told him, Brevin told me that he's trying to lose some weight. And I said, oh my God, Cameron, we have to get Brevin a sauna suit because Brevin's trying to lose weight.
You know, some people said that it might be passive aggressive, but I don't think it's passive aggressive.
Brevin's a little chunky on this.
I don't even mind.
side, but it's okay.
I love it.
Oh my God! I'm so
love
glad
it.
you love it.
Good. We're glad you love it, sweetie.
And
I
you have
also-
something else. You have something else. You gotta
See,
look.
there is something else.
So yeah,
It's
that's
a movie.
No, it's like a $2.47
Okay.
movie at Walmart.
Not only is it The Mask starring Cher.
Sure.
Yeah, I know. Shit.
Do you
who's the
need I
other
say
guy?
more?
Is that
But
okay?
it's not only even more widescreen, but also the GD director's cut.
Oh my God, yeah.
No way.
Y'all are
Brevin,
messing around.
Narrate for us on the back what it's about.
The director's cut includes new music with Bruce Springsteen hits Badlands,
Wait, are you serious?
Thunder Road, Promised Land, and Born in the USA, which everyone has heard every single 4th of July ever. This is that really made for The Mask? I hope it was. Anyway, acclaimed filmmaker Peter Bogdanovich directs this heartwarming and inspirational film based on the true story of Rocky Dennis, a disfigured but sensitive and intelligent teenager, motivated by his loving mother, Rusty, and her boyfriend, Gar. He ultimately overcomes pain, loneliness, and prejudice to become a role model to everyone.
I figured that, like, actually, look at that photo. I think that person, the disfigured teenager, is like a
Oh.
meme or something. Like something I've seen before. So I don't know. I think we should watch it and maybe do some reactions to it because it's worth investigation.
goodness.
Yeah, this
well-
seems extremely interesting,
Yeah.
and it's the director's cut, so there's nothing more to see.
Nothing, exactly, yeah. So tune back in. We'll have some
ooh,
banter about that.
Extended director's cut includes even more.
Even
than just
more?
more movie.
What?
There's also a conversation with Peter Bogdanovich.
Sound it out.
Bogdanovich.
If it's Russian, I can probably pronounce it.
Bogdanovich.
That's not Russian.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know. And commentary with him. I don't care what he has to say.
Yeah, we
I
should
just
watch
wanna
the
see
comedy. That'd be
Cher.
great.
Later on the show, we'll ask Vlad how to
Yes.
pronounce it.
Well, this is definitely already the best birthday ever.
Aww.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And-
Where would we be without
I am-
Brevin Stallings?
Well, I wouldn't be dropping my body heat. Because
Brevin's
I am
banter.
now.
Brevin's banter.
Well, do you guys mind if I get two things out of the way real quick?
Yeah,
No, no,
no
no.
problem.
In the Cam's Corner fashion, I guess. We can go ahead and do that.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So these are not necessarily on topic to what we're talking about today, but that's why we'll get them out of the way real quick. But you guys have experienced this firsthand, what I'm going to be talking about. I got kind of a rant. I'm kind of pissed off. I'm
Rant.
kind of upset. Okay. If
here.
anybody listening has been looking for a tripod to buy on, per se, Amazon, for into the $65 to $75 range, you probably have came across the Geekoto AP24 video tripod with a fluid head, specifically for video. Now, it's a great deal, and you buy it, and it's kind of it's a decent tripod. It's orange, if you know what I'm talking about.
I love orange.
If you don't, it's just what I'm describing. Anyway, I buy this tripod, use it a few times, mostly for the podcast and some things that we film outside, like the Man on the Street stuff and all that. And, it's actually really nice. Last time we filmed the podcast last Tuesday, we used it for the main angle like we usually do. And I went to, on Thursday, grab it to use for my audio device while we were filming Man on the Street and couldn't find it. And so I realized that it had to be somewhere back in my room. Anyway, I spent the next 2 days tearing apart my room. And
How many hours do you think?
It'd be sad to say, at least it's been
4?
on my mind since I lost it. Like I've been thinking about it nonstop
like a
every time
girl.
in my. It really is.
The one that got away.
Anyway, the catch-22 about this, what really pisses me off about this, it's honestly just straight up wrong, is that this company does not sell replacement tripod clips. So
You just buy a whole new tripod.
You say you lost your camera tripod clip. Well, just buy another one.
well, you're supposed every tripod manufacturer company or whatever sells replacement clips.
Right.
And that's just if you're a professional, not even saying that I'm whatever. Just that's not I'm not trying to boast. I'm just saying that if you buy something for a use that you need to rely, they sell replacement clips for a reason, and
You're completely justified.
and so I also email customer support asking them, where can I buy a tripod clip for this? I get nothing back. You kidding me?
back.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Squatto.
Diddly squat.
So I was scouring the internet, and I found someone who said that a certain tripod clip for a completely separate brand and model of tripod fits it. So I ordered it, and it's coming on Friday. We'll see if it works, and I'll keep you guys updated on that.
We'll see. I want to ask you one question to like gauge how mad you are. So, have you written a review on anything?
Yeah, I have.
All right, then you're pretty pissed.
I did.
I don't blame you, but
I don't leave reviews often. It's a scathing review too, and actually, I just saw it before we did this.
I bet it is.
It posted, but because I guess they review them. But I said, do not buy this tripod.
Yeah, unless
0 stars.
if you plan on never losing the clip ever, it's the
10 out
tripod
of
for
10
you.
would buy.
It'll work.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my little rant. I had another one about tape that I pooped after that one. So
You ranted out.
yeah. I think it's time for looks like
Yeah.
News. Well, it's actually my job today to introduce the topic of today, which is the corruption in Hollywood. But I do want to give a little special introduction to a young man, a young lad, a young gentleman.
Young man.
You don't get the reference? Don't worry about it.
What?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Whose voice
oh, we
is
got a
that?
stranger in Apple
you hear
Juicer
us?
too.
Oh my goodness. Well, I was going to introduce him, but he talked already, so I guess I'll go ahead and say it. It's our friend Tate Fowler, movie enthusiast. Can everybody, can we get a little special round of applause for Mr. Tate Fowler, our first guest? Do you know,
Yay.
Tate Fowler, that you are our first guest on Apple Juice for Two podcast? This is an honor.
That is true.
I'm glad
Congratulations,
you are
Tate.
here.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for making it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
That is something convincing.
Sorry. I was looking at something on my screen and I got distracted for a second. But no,
He's
thank you
okay.
so much for
That
having me.
totally happens. Absolutely. So, Isaiah, why do we have Tate here? The stranger.
Well, Tate actually, like I said in his introduction, is a movie enthusiast and knows quite a lot about the Hollywood industry, and whether it's pros and cons, I think Tate would know a lot about. So I figured that we had to get our boy, Tate, Mr. Tate Patrick Fowler. I'm sorry, Tate, I didn't mean to put out your government name like that, but I don't think you have any outstanding warrants against you or anything. But I figured that Tate would have a lot of great input on this topic because, like I said, he would like to pursue a career, someone of a career in Hollywood. Is that correct, Tate, or am I wrong? Am I just?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, I didn't know if I was just like
I
ad-libbing
wanted
too
to be a
much.
film director, and I still do. But I'm pursuing law school to be a blood-sucking lawyer for the entertainment industry, and also so I can get all the
Money.
down and dirty of the films.
Ugh.
Well, you'll probably meet a bunch of famous
Money,
people and
yes,
get
lots
insight.
of money in that.
Don't forget to get your dick sucked.
Tate, when you are in the film biz, you got to be our inside scoop correspondent for Apple Juice for Two.
Oh, yeah.
The whistleblower.
Chief media
Oh,
correspondent.
100%.
Exactly.
I'll have to like disguise my voice and everything. It'll be all jumbled up.
Yeah. It'll be like lowered, like
I just went as on a movie set.
for the safety of his identity, we had to conceal our person's profile.
Oh, goodness gracious. Well,
Oh,
like I
goodness
said,
gracious sakes alive.
Well, I want to do something real quick just to check your credibility. Do you know are you familiar with the film Mask?
Who's in
Like
it?
The Mask from 1994. Like Jim Carrey's
No, not the Jim
Mask?
Carrey mask.
not the Jim Carrey
no.
mask.
I'll give you a hint, though. It's,
Not the Jim Carrey mask.
I don't know what year it was made, actually.
It should say it somewhere on the back. Tell him who stars in it.
Are you familiar with Cher? Or
Cher as in
Like
Cher
the
of
Cher?
Moonstruck and the Cher. Oh, is this the mask like Rocky? Like the guy that looked
Yeah.
oh, there you
Like the
go.
ugly person. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it says the disfigured teenager.
yeah. She's super
Yeah,
ugly.
he's played by Eric Stoltz, right? Who was originally supposed to
Correct.
be Marty
Stole.
McFly.
Yes. Very
Whoa.
good.
We got a
Okay.
real movie buff here. Oh
See,
my-
guys, if you doubted,
Yeah.
in your face. We have the director's cut here. We're gonna watch it later.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Well, have fun with that. Good luck with that.
Have you ever
I
seen it,
will.
Tate?
I've not. I've seen 1,400 or 1,541 films, and that is not one of the ones I've seen.
Oh my goodness!
But you knew
lost
who was in
count
it, so
at-
that's still impressive.
Yeah, I lost count.
The last time I talked to you, I don't even know what you're at, but that's you're still keeping count. That's amazing. Oh my god.
I know. Before I graduated high school, I was at about like 920 something.
Oh my god.
So,
That's epic.
and now 4 years later, I've added about 600 to that. So that's
Nice.
What have I done with my college career?
Well, you've been busy making records.
Time well spent. I mean, you had about a year of pretty much nothing going on the past year.
Yeah, it's true. I watched a lot of movies during that time.
Yeah.
A lot. Not a lot of new movies because, nothing was really coming to the
Right.
theaters.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Well, so I guess let's get into the down and dirty stuff of today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll begin off with talking about the sexual misconduct in Hollywood. Are you aware of the sexual misconduct that's been?
Yeah.
Well, not just you, Mr. Brevins Banter,
Oh, okay.
but
You're asking
Cameron
people.
Allen
Sorry.
and Tate Fowler.
Oh, everyone.
Yes, this was a general question. It wasn't specifically to you, even though I'm looking. At you.
You were looking
Sorry.
right. You looked
Sometimes-
right in my eyes.
I know. I just looked at you because you're looking kind of cute. Sorry. Keep it professional, Isaiah. I'm sorry. Keep it professional. But yeah, like there's a shut up. There's a lot of sexual misconduct that has been going on in Hollywood, which is honestly disgusting. So yeah, what do I mean by sexual misconduct? Well, sexual misconduct is more of a broad term to describe, I guess, other things, other like. I don't know how to explain. Other, like, like I said, it encompasses. It's a more broad way of saying sexual assault, sexual harassment, sexual exploitation. So, like I said, sexual misconduct is literally just a broad term to refer to these. So sexual harassment is unwelcome sexual advances, requests, or sexual favors, and or other verbal, physical harassment of a sexual nature. Sexual assault can happen through a physical force or threats of force, or if an attacker gave the victim drugs or alcohol as a part of the assault.
David Dobrik.
Oh God, I don't even we can honestly just name.
That's not movies, but
Yeah,
sorry,
and
anyway.
he's like I said, he's part of Hollywood. Well, he's not part
I mean,
of
he
like.
lived in. Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
it's. I honestly
I
like
mean, that's like
YouTube.
show business
YouTube
now.
brings in just as much money as Hollywood.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
exactly.
So,
Which is disgusting.
like film media.
So yeah, and then,
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Oh yeah.
that's very
Yeah, they're usually not that great. It's like it's almost like a Vine cameo.
yeah. When I think of that, I think of King Betch because King Betch is in.
Isn't it like Batch?
I don't care what his name
Or
is.
shouldn't it be King Bach? That's how
But
it's
he did go to acting school, and then that's when he's somehow like developed.
Okay. That's true.
Interesting. The more you know. Thank you, Tate.
Well, nowadays, all that you need to call yourself an actor is like lip sync stuff, or just like do skits on TikTok, like POV stuff,
Pretty
and then
much.
you're an actor.
Or do like a voiceover of some song of you dancing to it, just like you mouthing the words and you just doing. If you honestly can create
Like
your own
actor.
dance, you're basically going to become TikTok famous, or just honestly just famous somehow, some way, which it just takes a lot less to put that much effort in.
Anyway, sexual misconduct.
But I wanted to talk about a person specifically. Or I don't know if you guys listen to some 90s R&B, but I know sometimes back in the day, sometimes you just be in a slump. You got to just listen to some 90s R&B. And before I found out about all this,
Are you a different person right now?
yeah, this is how I be when I be listening to 90s R&B.
Yeah, you get in that mood.
Ooh, yeah, you know what I mean? My voice get all deep. But all jokes aside, I did.
Gotta keep it late. You know?
But yeah, a lot of I kind of got out of Hollywood. This is more in the music industry, but I mean like Hollywood.
I mean, it's like show business, I guess.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about
show business.
R. Kelly. Do y'all know who R. Kelly is?
I do.
Do y'all know the controversy that surrounds R. Kelly?
I do.
Before y'all say
He's
anything
got
else,
some. He's been mean from his interviews about that stuff too.
before you have anything else to say about R. Kelly, let me start off by saying this: this nigga is disgusting. I used to. I don't want to say love his music, but I did listen to his music before I found out about the documentary
Yeah.
about all of his.
He's done songs with Usher. Like he's a big name.
because he's a big name.
Yeah,
not
he's
as much more now because he's the scumbag. And, like,
But as far as R&B goes, he's like
he's a large, he's a large, like well known. He's a household name, not just in music, but like in Hollywood. I don't know if he's acted in any films. Can you confirm or deny
He's acted
that?
in some music videos. There's actually a really good Usher and R. Kelly music video.
The Trapped in a Closet series of music videos is, I would probably say his most well-known thing at this point, just because a lot of people have
know
parodied that, including Weird Al Yankovic, who did an animated version of it in the drive-through.
I remember that. I do know that song, but I'm not gonna. I love that. I actually love that parody.
Yeah, Weird Al is amazing.
But yeah, like
Yes. R. Kelly's not.
No, he's
No.
not. And I know it's crazy because some people try to, I don't want to say justify what he's done, but people are like, you have to be able to separate the artist from the music. I'm
Sure.
like, you cannot.
That's a different argument, though. We're just talking about the man.
Yeah, like this man is trash.
Because he like was very successful in the music industry,
right.
and did these things. So it's we're not even talking about his music.
And even crazier than that, people like actually a lot of celebrities knew what he was doing. Like when the allegation, not even when the tape came out about him peeing on this
came out?
tape.
Okay.
When the tape came out of him peeing on a 14-year-old girl, and people saw the video and they're like, "Oh, that's got to be R. Kelly," because he had one of his trademark like physical features were his braids, and they saw in the video that he had braids, and then people were like, "Oh, that's not R. Kelly. That could just be any other black guy." No, that was I didn't see the video because I will never watch that video, and I hope it's not on anywhere on the internet because that'd be disgusting.
Yeah.
And another
It definitely is.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
no, I don't think anyone can debate that.
And another nasty thing that he has done, I don't know if y'all knew this or not, but he actually got engaged to a 15-year-old girl when he was 27 and lied on her, and they made her lie on her birth certificate to say that she was 18. It was disgusting. And even crazier.
Because didn't he have that like house where he kept people in? Or
yeah, he also had like in 2017 he had a cult. He pretty much had a cult and trapped these like women in. I was getting to that, Tate, but thank you. But yeah, a literal sex cult, and it's disgusting because I watched a documentary back in my sophomore year of college, and I didn't know I knew about the jokes people made about R. Kelly like peeing on girls, and like at the time I honestly just didn't understand that because I was.
What don't you understand about peeing on girls?
Well, I'm just saying I didn't understand. I was like a kid. This was on the Boondocks, so I watched this episode. I think this episode came back in 2007. I was like, I don't know, like. Eight. Yeah, like 8 or so. So I'm like, oh, peeing on girls. What does that mean? Like, what?
What does that mean? Huh?
Because
that's like the most innocent way of thinking about it is like it definitely couldn't mean they're literally peeing on girls. Like that's so bad.
You have.
But yeah, it's literally like there's so many. Oh my god, there's so many allegations that were against them, and like especially with
a lot of people suing him. Which the thing about suing is. When you hear about it, it's like, oh, they just sued them. But you know how much money it takes just to sue someone? Because you got to hire a lawyer.
Right.
And you have to have an actual case for a lawyer to take you on.
Tate's going to talk because somebody says, we said something about law. What were we going to say, Tate?
Oh, I mean, as a future lawyer, I can just affirm that it's extremely expensive to run a lawsuit.
Yeah.
Which is why.
Unless you have something, you're not going to do that.
Yeah, anytime someone has the balls to actually put up a lawsuit against someone who has such a big name and platform, such as R. Kelly before all this happened, you kind of look at them and you're like, they're either really dumb and rich or they got something and they should be awarded their sorry, I can't say the word, but awarded for their damages.
Yeah,
right. But yeah.
And I mean, also, R. Kelly is being sued a lot, but he's also currently incarcerated too, which is, I mean.
Yeah.
And it seems like every other month he's getting even more allegations.
Yeah, I got.
And obviously, like, we have to, in this case, we have to believe the victim just because R. Kelly has such a notorious track record of literally targeting young, like women, young girls, not even women, like literally
like
from the ages of 13 to like 17 probably at the max.
It's not allegations at this point. It's just like a history.
Right. Which is, like I said, it's disgusting. There's too much there's a lot of controversy surrounding him, and it's not even like just him. There's other celebrities too that we can get into. But I actually do want to dive into his lyrics after watching this documentary
with the context of knowing who the man writing them is.
When I like the song that came that just like I'm gonna read the lyrics. I'm not gonna sing them because
I can sing them.
Brevin.
Yeah, Brevin, sing them.
Oh my God! All right,
this one.
Yeah, you know. That's,
Yeah, we should hear it.
Okay.
Singing it in the right key and the right register.
I'm gonna try. Usually, so I'm gonna say most of like 80% of the time I can like get the pitch on. If
It's gonna be really high.
this one's hard though because it's kind of okay. I'm just gonna do it. My mind's telling me no, but my body,
Sing it.
my body's telling me yes.
Oh,
I kind of wait. Is it like?
baby, I don't want to hurt nobody, but there is something that I must confess.
Oh.
Yeah, that's one. That's
That one's bumping.
That's
grind,
one.
right?
That's like.
'Cause then
that's
the chorus is like, I don't see nothing wrong with just a little bump and grind. Which
Yeah.
is that like with consent or just I can just bump and grind people, you know? There's nothing wrong with that.
There's a Exhibit B. Song title, It Seems Like You're Ready.
It seems like
What in the world?
based on my assessment.
Based on I'm gonna start by saying, seems like you're ready.
Apparently to him includes 15-year-olds, so
I could have sworn you were ready. Girl, are you ready to go all the way? No, because that is a child. She is not ready to go all the way because she is a child. But yeah, like it's the documentary honestly it shed so much light on this issue. And like I said, looking back on these lyrics, he was practically like admitting all of this in our faces. And like I said, Hollywood knew that he was doing this stuff.
okay, how do you think like his topic of music was that different than most R&B songs?
What do you mean? Like, I mean, I don't think most
Like,
R&B artists were talking about like at least R&B.
Like, are they like sexual in nature lots of times, or
yeah,
just
but
like?
I don't think they were referring. Like, I think
That's,
he was
that's
writing
just like
songs.
a reason why it could have just like gone unnoticed. Cause it's
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm saying like we didn't know that he was talking about like kids,
Well, yeah,
like children.
I mean,
That's the big
it's
like obviously
generic,
R&B
but-
artists talk about sex all the time, but we didn't know he was talking about like children.
yeah.
I don't know what this song is. It says, "Don't you say no." Jesus, that if that isn't evidence right there, I don't know what is. Don't say no. Like this is like I don't even want to read the lyrics, but like I said, that's a song titled "Don't Say No." Like
Don't you
that's
do it.
Don't say no. It's
Because if you do it, then I'm gonna have to feel bad about myself.
yeah, and
No.
then a little personal information about R. Kelly. R. Kelly, his childhood was actually it was awful.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but doesn't justify like his actions.
No,
But,
of course not. But it's like-
his believe it or not, his sister either raped him or sexually. I think she molested him. I honestly think she did both. And he also like sexualized his mother, which was very weird. In an interview, he was like, "Oh yeah, my mother's so pretty. I loved how she looked. She had this like fine like red lipstick." I'm like, "Whoa, I love my mother dearly. I would never like talk about my mom. Like the memories I have of my mother are not like that at all." But what doesn't like justify his actions, but it makes sense. He was introduced to sex.
clearly
at such
something like psychological is going on.
yeah, he was introduced to sex at a young age, especially at the age of like, I think he was like 5 or 6 when he was like sexually. It's really
Yeah.
bad. But it, like I said, this doesn't excuse all of his actions. But it's sad to hear that. But that's all I have to say on Little Zay news. But does Brevin's banter want to take over? Does Tate?
Well, let's go. Yeah, let's go into Tate. Tate,
Yeah.
what do you got for us, my dude?
Well, I have a lot on this topic, and I think it's interesting, Isaiah. I think it was you who said Hollywood knew about this, and this kind of goes into something I want to talk about with like the sort of sexual misconduct in Hollywood. The public normally knows about all of this too. Like R. Kelly being who he was no secret. The video of him peeing on the girl came out 2002, 2003, the early 2000s. His marriage to the 15-year-old girl was the early to mid 90s. Like these were, it's not like these things were going under the wire. These things were in the news. It's just, unfortunately, people didn't really care about them as much. And this kind of goes into what I want to talk about with I'm sure everyone knows the film producer Harvey Weinstein, who also a scumbag, massive scumbag. And just to detail how much of a scumbag he is and how long Hollywood knew about him and how long Hollywood was also technically telling the public about him, I have a few quotes here, if you'll allow me to read a few quotes. But
Of course.
I'll allow it.
in 1998, Gwyneth Paltrow said on Late Show with David Letterman that Weinstein will, this is her quote, that Weinstein will coerce you to do a thing or two. And note, she had also just previously starred in Shakespeare in Love that year, which was produced by Harvey Weinstein. In 2005, Courtney Love advised young actresses in an interview, if Harvey Weinstein invites you to a private party in the Four Seasons, don't go. And then recently, just a few years before the Me Too movement started, while announcing the 2013 nominees for the Best Supporting Actress at the Oscars, Seth MacFarlane, creator of Family Guy, joked, saying, "Congratulations, you 5 ladies no longer have to pretend to be attracted to Harvey Weinstein." So Harvey Weinstein, what he was doing was very well known in Hollywood, and they were basically giving all the evidence to, or maybe not evidence, but all the anecdotes to the public. I mean, I know myself, when I first got into the film industry when I was much younger, I probably by like 11 or 12, if I saw Harvey Weinstein's name, I like immediately associated that with like scumbag. And now I'm super happy that he's not around anymore. But this stuff is still kind of going on in Hollywood, and like a lot of stuff technically being in the public eye, but just like the public not caring about it. And my example.
Go ahead. What's your example?
Well, my example was going to be Bryan Singer, which if y'all don't know who that is, he's the guy who directed The Usual Suspects, some of the X-Men movies. And he, it's kind of an open secret in Hollywood, and it's been reported in trade news as well, like in Variety Hollywood Reporter, that he has a fondness for underage boys, that he'll have parties that underage boys will be invited to. And
I think I heard about this.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, he's still getting work. I mean, granted, his most recent big in quotations, was Bohemian Rhapsody, but he also had a major freak out and left production before it was done editing.
Probably
another director came in and filled in.
Why do you think he hasn't been canceled yet? If there's been publications or like there's been media about this, it seems like it's a well-known thing. Like, how do you think he keeps on getting work?
I think unfortunately it's just because, in the way that we live today with social media, you really need to build up a certain momentum in order to be able to actually accomplish getting the people who are actually, not morally right. It's also out of the spotlight.
It's also like Hollywood is just based around power, and unless you know someone or
there's so much
can get in with someone who has the power, you're not going to make it. And it's because I think like the best actors of our time are good actors and actresses. Like, I'm not saying they're not good, but I feel like the skill, if you even call it that, or just like the talent, like the ability to act, which in my opinion is just like the ability to lie. You can just like sell that you're lying about something. Like you're just saying lines of a different person, you're lying about it. If you're good at that, like that's good. Like, especially if you're an actor, you can portray emotions. Like, I'm not discrediting it, but I think the ability to do that has been far overblown, and a lot of people could do it and like can act and can lie, and it would be believable and good. But like movies and just Hollywood has been sensationalized since the beginning. Like, old school Hollywood was the exact same way. It's just like the ultimate elites run by like a couple people, and you could really only get in it if you knew people.
Tate, can you confirm that by any chance? I mean, I feel like it's true, but like
in terms of like classical Hollywood or like Hollywood in general.
Just like as long
just
as
throughout history,
the movie industry in America has been around, I feel like it's usually been like that. Probably not like as soon as it started, but as soon as movies became more mainstream in American society, the industry has been basically that.
Yeah.
And it's only gotten worse, especially with social media.
Yeah, that's definitely how Hollywood has always been too. If you go back and look in the classical era of Hollywood, you have a certain group of people that basically controlled all the, all the studios, all the productions. I mean, granted, you go back in classical era of Hollywood and you had the movie studios controlled by executives who also owned the movie theaters. What was called vertical integration. And it was just, it was a massive amount of power and a massive amount of influence.
It's really quite fascinating because like movies are like everyone watches movies.
That's true. And
no one like has never seen a movie.
So does that not happen now? Is that like a monopoly or something?
Well, more like an oligopoly, I think, because there would be multiple studios owning multiple different types of theaters. But that would, I mean, they owned the, production and distribution, and it was kind of, it was broken apart in the late 1940s, early 1950s, I believe.
Dang, wow. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it really has always been a little corrupt and, in that way, I guess. Like,
which, again, like, I don't even, like, how do you fix that? Like, I don't know. Because they have the money and power. Like, I don't, like, we're supposed to have the government be like, movie producers don't make movies. Like, let other people make movies. Like, what? Like, I don't even, we just need good people like Tate to make movies. And not
that's
scumbag pedos.
What are you going to say, Tate?
Well, I was going to say, if I could offer a solution, I mean, obviously, I don't want to generalize Hollywood and say that everyone in it is, awful,
no, definitely not
awful people. But granted, there are so many incredible indie movie studios or distribution companies out there that are making great movies. And don't get me wrong, the big studios obviously make great movies too, but that's obviously where a lot of the power lies. But if you look at smaller film studios such as Plan B, which is run by Brad Pitt, which makes some pretty good movies, or Bleecker Street or A24. If you start going to see those movies and purchasing those movies, watching those movies, then it might help one start a brand new generation of filmmakers and sort of shift the power a little bit, or give the power to a greater amount of people. In terms of the finances and the creative brain trust. And just also, experiencing some great art.
I think with a combination of a lot of things on Earth, like that'll happen, because definitely with COVID, the movie theater industry had already been declining, and especially since COVID, like it's probably never going to get back to where it was. They would like release movies directly on streaming platforms, and people would watch movies that way. So I think that's definitely going to become a lot more prevalent of just streaming movies. And also, I mean, besides COVID, just like I was saying, like the movie theater industry itself was kind of declining. So the way people watch movies, which obviously only the really big production movies are going to be in the theaters, so people can see all kinds of new release movies on different platforms. So I definitely think that's a good thing for the industry.
I think so too, and I think a lot of people have been saying that the movie theater is going to be going extinct, but I disagree.
Which I hate, because going to the theater is so fun.
It is. It's a great experience, and that's why I think it will stay. I think people will still be willing to pay for that experience.
Yeah. Until you pay for the concessions, then it's not so.
Okay, well,
I have a stat on that. According to Statista, in 2020 in billion, it was $11.1 billion total revenue from the United States, and that was actually up from the last year.
It's a lot of revenue.
Somehow, so I guess it's weird. The theaters got hit really bad, obviously.
Yeah. Here's my take on theaters. If you think back when theaters originally started with like plays and operas, it was a very high class thing. Well, I mean, originally it was just like the only entertainment, but theaters used to be like, it was a night out. Like if you went to the theater, it was like that. How cool would it be if movies were like that? Like, oh, we're going to the theater to watch a film.
I know, right? Yeah. Well,
and it's like a really nice, fancy place.
Darling.
That'd be dope.
Check out this graph. It says that, look at what was it, 1999? The amount of movie theaters dropped off by like almost 1,000. It's dropped off so significantly. The business like tanked for some reason. And then in 2019, it went up a little bit. And then in 2020, it went down. It's going to like tank again.
Yeah.
So somehow, it's been like, it was going up until COVID.
Right. But I mean, people, like I said, people love movies, and they're gonna continue to be made, even if not in theaters.
Yeah, and in the '90s, obviously you couldn't pirate movies, because I think people started. I don't know when exactly people started pirating movies.
It's like that. Like the only way you could is that stereotype of the guy with the hood, like
Yeah.
really sneaky.
You literally,
filming
like,
on
if you
his
wanted to watch the
phone.
movie, you actually had to go to the movie theater. But obviously now, and then like 21st century, you could literally find any movie on some illegal website.
Oh yeah.
Okay, what do you think about this? According to this place, same place, Statista. In 2018, the most number of movies in the United States and Canada was released in the 1 year, 873
Wow.
ever.
That's a lot of movies.
Yeah, I know, right? And then in 2020, 329. Obviously. But
Damn.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. What do you think
Probably a
about
lot
that?
of them are super shitty.
What do you think about like the movie industry being a little oversaturated right now? Like, Tate, do you think that's a problem at all?
I think from my perspective, from what I know, it's more of a class and economy problem, just because you have a lot of people such as myself aspiring to get into the film industry, and it's not actually hard to get into the film industry. It's hard to get into the good part of the film industry because you do have all those direct-to-DVD videos or Hallmark movies, which I guess Hallmark movies still make money, but in terms of that 870 number that you cited, I'm sure probably about 600 of those might not be seen more than by maybe a couple 100,000 people, which might seem like a lot, but in total is really not that many people, considering that like tens of millions of people go see, like a Marvel movie in theaters.
Oh yeah, and then stream it and buy merch. And go to Disney, because now it's owned by Disney, which that's the other thing about movie industry is definitely like huge corporations have a hand in it, like Disney, Universal. I guess those are the main two.
There's Disney, Universal, Sony, Warner Brothers, and it used to be Fox, but now Fox is under Disney.
Yeah.
And then there's several smaller studios like Lionsgate, MGM, which it's fascinating to see how the studios have transitioned, because Universal used to be a really small studio that was only known for doing like B horror movies.
Oh yeah,
And
that's true.
MGM used to be like one of the bigger studios. Louis B. Mayer, who was one of the founders of MGM, was one of those executives I was talking about earlier that basically controlled so much of Hollywood back during the classical era.
Yeah. I think now, especially because it is like, as Cameron said, like kind of like oversaturated, really just the most talent will stand out. Because like when I think of the first indie film, or like one of my favorite indie films that stands out, is definitely Napoleon Dynamite. Like that was purely like this one of the smallest budgets ever, and it's such a good movie just because Jared Hess and like everyone in it was like he directed it, but everyone acting in it too was just so good. Like it was so well written and made. So it doesn't even matter if you have a huge production behind you. If you have the talent and you are good at it, people will find it.
One of my favorite indie films that I've watched within the past few years, well, actually I have two. One was Get Out, which was directed and I think even produced by Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
I think, Tate, you can correct me if I'm wrong, his budget for that film was $8.5 million, or was it less than that? $4.5 million?
I couldn't tell you the exact number, but it made a lot more than its budget.
Exactly. And do you know the budget of the movie
Couple milli?
Sorry to Bother You?
Pretty big.
You couldn't tell me?
$6 million?
Okay, well, I'm sure it did way over that
I
in
don't
the
know.
box office. But those are my two favorite indie films. Just to elaborate on what you said, Mr. Brevin Stallings. I'll give you back the mic.
I don't feel like Jordan Peele's that indie. Like I guess it was, but how long had him and like Key and Peele been going on before he did that? Like
He was
pretty
on
well
Mad TV, I think, or something like. I think it was on. Yeah,
With
him
Key and
and
Peele?
Jordan Peele. Yeah, before Key and Peele, but Key and Peele, I think, has like 5 seasons. But I honestly don't. I would never consider them when they were doing Key and Peele. They were not mainstream like actors. But I think after they stopped doing Key and Peele, I think Jordan Peele became a little bit more like recognizable. Same with Keegan-Michael Key, because he actually got a lot more comedy roles. But while they were doing Key and Peele, I don't think they really did that much stuff other than Key and Peele.
Wait, I'm sorry. Were you saying that Jordan Peele became more recognizable than Keegan-Michael Key?
No, I'm saying they became
okay.
they both came more recognizable like after the show Key and Peele.
Yeah.
I do just want to correct you on one thing, Isaiah.
Okay.
Get Out is actually not an indie movie.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
Well, it was still produced by a relatively well-known studio, but even more than that, it was distributed by Universal.
Oh, okay. That's
So it
news to
did
me.
have a small budget, but it also comes from a studio that's known for having small budgets, the Blumhouse studio, which is run by Jason Bloom, however you pronounce his last name. And he's very well known for keeping his budgets very small and getting high returns.
Well,
That's a smart
news to me.
businessman.
Thank you for correcting me.
And in case you're curious on the budget and box office, it's 4.5 million budget, and the box office was 255.4 million.
Oh
That
my
is-
god,
oh my
dude, that's
gosh.
like the greatest business investment ever. that's definitely an interesting like statistic about movies, about how much they spend on it and how much it makes. Because, and then like also comparing to that, I guess like more personal, but just like realistically, how good of a movie is it really? Because like there's a lot of high budget films that will just make money because of the name they carry, but it's not really
Justice
a good
League.
movie. But like there's probably a lot of really good movies that had low budgets that, I mean, probably also that didn't make a lot, but still that some like Get Out, where small budget but huge return because it's just a good movie, and
Right.
it really doesn't take that much money to make a good movie.
I do just want to point out another thing in terms of like budgets. So anytime you see a budget, like if you go on Wikipedia and if you see like the little bottom part that says what the budget is, that only counts the production budget. So movies
not marketing.
always have a separate marketing budget, and those the Blumhouse studios, what I was just talking about, they're well known for keeping their production budgets low, but then they spend bonkers amount on their marketing budget as well
Yeah.
too.
That seems cheap.
I don't know if y'all remember Get Out's marketing campaign, but it was everywhere.
It was huge. Yeah, I remember.
Everywhere that
you couldn't
entire
get away
month.
from it.
Yeah. So, and Get Out was, I'm reading this here, the 10th most profitable film of 2017.
Wow.
Huh. What was the top? Just out of curiosity.
Definitely a Marvel film.
I don't know,
What?
but I can
Definitely Marvel.
find that for you.
That's what I'm
Yeah, was that
guessing.
one of the?
What, yeah,
oh my
like
God.
what Marvel movie?
Hey,
came out.
how do you feel?
Although
about
they
Marvel?
have huge budgets, so I don't know.
They have huge budgets because they're basically advertisements.
That's a hot take.
Yeah, exactly. That's my hot take for the show.
I really enjoy Marvel. I think it's fascinating what they're able to do. So I wrote a paper a couple years ago talking about not just Marvel, but
Damn it, I'm
superhero
wrong.
movies in general, talking about how superhero movies are not an actual genre of film, but in fact they take popular brands and adapt them to different genres, different already well-known genres. So like Logan is a Western, Guardians of the Galaxy is a space opera,
/ comedy.
Captain America, The First Avenger, Wonder Woman, they're war films, but just how they have these characteristics of these actual film genres, and the superhero part kind of just comes along with it. The superhero part is what sells it, and then they're able to push forward this genre a little bit more. I think the best example of this would probably be the Logan movie, because the amount of Western references to it, like Western references that are within the film. I mean, at one point, the characters in the movie are watching a 1950s Western film called Shane, which is one of the most well-known Western films of all time, and what Logan is actually partially based off of.
And then most of the DC movies are in the trash genre. Just
Yes.
thanks, Karen.
Yes.
Except The Dark Knight.
That's true. Yeah, Dark Knight slaps.
That's a good movie. That first scene too.
I know, right? Tate, what's something about Hollywood that would just blow our minds?
You won't believe this fact about Hollywood.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah, we kind of put you on the
Personally,
spot.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, wait. Actually, Tate, do you want to? We have on the show like some callers that call in. You know, some of our fans from across the world, because we are.
They
an
know we're
international
live right now.
podcast. Yeah, they know we're live and they have the number. And so yeah, we usually have them on around this time of the podcast. Would you mind if they have some questions for you? It sounds like, especially our regular Vlad here. He's calling in. Do you mind if you answer a few questions for him?
yeah, sure. I'll try to answer it as best as I can.
Okay, so yeah, he's coming in right now. Looks like we got him on the line. Hey, Vlad, you're on the line with Apple Juice for Two, and you're talking to Tate Fowler, the Hollywood expert movie correspondent.
Hello, Tate Fowler. This is Vlad from Vlad Used Car Shop. How do you do pleasure? How do you today? How are you?
I do good. I do good, Vlad. Have you ever seen Bram Stoker's Dracula?
I don't really consume in the cinema, but I do. No question asked for me. No, don't ask question for me. I have question for you. What is favorite movie of yours? What is favorite of yours movie? What is your favorite movie?
My favorite movie is Steven Spielberg's 1993 science fiction horror Jurassic Park.
Good. I have seen the movie in Russia, but I only watched Russian version of Jurassic Park, not American version. The Russian version more gory. But can I ask more question?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
What make you decide to go into film industry and not car business industry? I sell used car. I make honest
He doesn't
living.
sell them.
I make honest living selling car. Why not go into car business but you want to be film? What is wrong with car? But you want to do film?
Well, when I was younger, I loved Jurassic Park so much that I started writing makeshift scripts for a sequel to Jurassic Park, and I just kind of realized how much I loved writing a movie and how much I loved watching movies and, getting in depth into making the movies. And unfortunately, Vlad, I never wrote a sales report for a used car sales lot. So, I guess I was.
Would you ever consider write commercial for the Vlad? I pay good money. I make honest living off car business. I pay good money off for commercial. Production value. I put in $500. Would that accommodate all the expenses for commercial? If you were to make one for me.
$500, 500 American dollars?
No, Russian currency.
I'm not positive on the ratio there, but you know what, we'll give it a shot.
Well, you talk to my assistant Sven. He good money.
Vlad, you can't solicit our guests on our show,
also,
man.
my
You really
lawyers
can't do that.
My lawyers told us we have to say
Vlad is the most
it's
long-winded
not
person.
a legit business, so don't trust him.
Vlad, we talked to you about this last time, man. You were on thin ice, and we had to kick you off last time, and now you come here and you're doing questionable shit each time you come on our show, man. We want to have you.
Let me take a second to apologize for Vlad Tate. Like I said, he's a very long-winded person.
That's okay.
He means well. He means well.
I'm trying to be his friend, and he always just takes advantage of us.
He really does, yeah. And he just, I don't know. How do we get how do we get stuck to this guy? I don't know.
He just loves us.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
God. Okay, well, we got some more people calling in the line. Looks like
What's the location?
We got an Alabama listener. Looks like this is Crawdad Crawford coming in from Mississippi. You're on the line, Crawdad Crawford. You're talking to what's up? Yeah, you're talking to Tate Fowler on Apple Juice.
Hey, y'all. What's going on, Tate?
Well, if you've heard, we've been talking about movies.
Hell yeah. Y'all ever seen anything about the Civil War? They got some good movies about that. Y'all ever see The Patriot?
Oh God.
Oh, that's not about Civil War, but it's about America.
Yeah.
Or how about Saving Private Ryan? Some American
what about
soldiers.
The 54th Massachusetts Regiment.
Huh?
54.
I'm talking about movies.
Oh.
Films.
Okay.
Like good old, good story American films.
Right.
I think one of my favorite American films is 2014's.
You saying National Treasure? Oh, wait, what?
The 2014 Selma, about the march in Selma for voting rights for African Americans. How do you feel about
2014?
that one?
I don't watch anything past 2002.
Oh.
Oh, okay. What
you have a
what's
DVD
the last
player?
movie you've seen in 2002?
Probably Independence Day. I love that film. You ever seen National Treasure? That shit's good too. They go international. It's all about America.
That came out past
Hey,
2002.
don't you? I'm gonna hang up if you X me out again for talking about the amazing film about the Declaration of
All right,
Independence.
well, I think I'm gonna buzz you out anyway, Crawdaddy Crawford. Thanks for coming on the show.
Sorry, Tate. Our listeners, they come from different walks of life.
Yeah.
Like,
Very passionate.
yeah.
They really are.
Very varied types
Let's
of
see if we
people.
can get a more refined guest on here. Do we have any more refined? Oh, we have. Oh, okay. Yeah, looks like we got someone calling in from Long Beach, California. Oh, okay. He says he's a stoner. I mean, it is 420, and he wants to talk about his favorite movies. All right, you're on the line, Kyle. You're talking to Tate Fowler on Apple Juice for Two.
Yo, what's
You
up?
alright,
What's up, Tate? My name is Kyle Radman.
Have you been smoking bongs, Kyle Radman?
No.
Are you sure?
No, man. Yo, Tate, have you seen the movie Cheech and Chong?
Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke.
Yeah, man, that movie was gnarly, man. Yeah, you know what it's all about, right?
Yeah, I do. Have you seen Harold and Kumar?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that's on my list of things to watch, man. But you know, like the past couple of days, man, I've just been like, you know, I've been chilling, doing my thing, man. You got any movies? Any movie suggestions that I can watch? You know, I don't know what genre I'm really into right now, but I know you are a critique of cinema, so can you tell me a little bit of some in-depth or structured well films? Something that's gonna get my mind blown away.
Yeah, I think in your current state, I would probably recommend either Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure or Sausage Party. So definitely.
I saw Sausage Party, man. Yo, that movie was wild, man. Yeah, Tate, man. Like, you're awesome, man. Like, so do you like movies?
Yeah, you know,
God.
they're all right.
All right, this guy's gonna forget he's on the phone with us. We might wanna.
All right, man.
You all right, bud?
Yeah.
You got any water?
I'm telling you, Tate, like, I'm really sorry, but our guests are just the most interesting people, and we love them.
Yeah,
We do love
we
them.
appreciate the
They're
listeners.
just a
Thank
little.
you.
They're just, a little dazed and confused.
If you're out there
If I
listening and
say
you're more
myself.
normal, feel free to call in.
Yeah.
We'd love to talk to you.
We don't really get any normal people that call in. It's just kind of just.
They're like
people.
all like very
shysters.
almost not like cliches, but just like very not archetypal, but just like very characteristic.
Right.
They all
how I
have very
put it.
notable accents.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. That's kind of cool though. They
They're
come from
all
everywhere.
distinguishable too. Can't tell the difference between any of them. They're all different.
Well, we don't want to waste your time, Tate. Do you guys have any other questions for our great honorable guest, Tate Fowler?
So when are you gonna put me in one of your movies?
Yeah.
FR.
You told me that I was gonna cameo in your
Yeah,
movie.
I think you told me you
and
were
I'm
gonna put me
holding
in
you
a
to
movie
that for the
too.
rest of
Wait,
your
right?
you know how like sometimes they do cameos of like the Tonight Show and the Morning Show when it's like, you know,
Yeah.
like
Watch our show later on this show.
yeah, do some we'll do a cameo of Apple Juice for Two on one of your movies.
Oh, perfect. It will be one of the main characters will be listening to it, and you'll very clearly see the logo covering an entire computer screen right behind them.
Yeah.
Dope.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on again, Tate. It was great to have you.
Appreciate
Thank you,
it,
Tater
Tate.
Tot.
Thanks so much for having me. This was a huge honor.
Absolutely. All right. Take it easy, man. I'll
Pleasure.
talk to you later.
Thank you.
Well, that was great. That was so nice.
That was so dope.
He was great. He was honestly great.
That's my best friend. I don't know about if that's y'all's best friend. That's my best
Yeah, we're not
friend.
best friends.
Well, it's okay. He's mine.
I didn't. Yeah, I mean, I knew that.
Are you, Cameron? Can I take your crown for the problematic for the second? Because I'm
Wait,
about
the
to
Burger
get
King crown. Gotta be careful.
Is Brevin now the problematic one?
No, I'm about to take the crown now.
Honestly, I've always been problematic. I've just been using you as a scapegoat because it works sometimes.
Oh my god!
If you the next time we're on air, we're gonna get the Burger King crown.
We should. Yeah.
Honestly, Cameron might be able to fit the description a little bit better than all of us.
That's the only. The Burger King
Because
guy.
he had long hair. Yeah.
Wait, do you guys remember there was a Burger King video game?
What?
Yeah, I had it for I guess it was the GameCube.
Like not given out by Burger King?
They sold it. We got it at Five Below of all places. That's where it was.
That
sold.
sounds about right.
Yeah, and
I wouldn't pay more than $5
So you're
for
working
a
at Burger King.
game.
You know? Yeah, you work at Burger King. You flip burgers, you fry fries. And you do, that's all you do. You flip burgers and you fry fries. And you got to beat up the crackhead in the back. When you take out the trash, make sure you have your pocket knife on you because the guy likes to eat all the soggy buns. He might attack you for some scrubs.
Funny story, my grandmother calls hamburgers sandwiches. So she'll say, I'm going to walk down to the Burger King and get a sandwich.
Wrong, Grandma.
It's whack.
I guess
whack.
it is kind of a sandwich. It's like a hamburger
technically
sandwich.
it's in between two pieces of bread, so that's
Instant.
So I guess a sandwich is more of like an umbrella term.
If you want to be, yeah.
I
You know what I mean?
guess.
If there's like a kingdom, file, class order, family, genus, species thing going on here.
We should make that.
Yeah, let's make the classifications for food groups. What do you think that would fall under?
A sandwich or hamburger?
Sandwich. I think hamburger would be like a species.
You know how everyone, what was it, like in 7th grade, memorized that whole thing?
Oh yeah, I remember I had to.
I didn't do it. I
You
just
didn't?
didn't memorize it.
I had to make a song out of it, like a little jingle.
I
That's
just
the only
missed
way I
that
could
part in
remember
the
it.
quiz.
King Henry died by. No, wait, hold on.
Why do you need to know
Kingdom,
that?
phylum.
How
Kingdom, phylum, class,
how the hell
order,
does it
family,
help you to
genus,
know
species.
what genus? Like what?
I guess it's just like to understand that there's order for things. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I retained. I know that, but I don't because it's like
this guy.
Homo sapien. That's
people
all.
will literally
that's all I
memorize
remember.
that and know it forever.
For
but
humans.
We're
why?
all homos. Homo sapiens.
Homo sapien.
That's true.
Michael Scott.
I'm a raging Homo sapien.
Dope. Dopamine.
Do you guys have anything else to get off your chest to squeeze some juice out of this?
I got one like kind of funny story while I was in a movie theater.
Oh yeah, give that to us.
So this was probably a couple of years ago. I don't remember what movie it was, but it was like really full. Because usually the movie, like it's probably like half full, and then you can sit pretty much wherever you want. But it was so full, I was sitting at the end of the row. Who the hell does that? Like you want to sit in the middle, obviously.
Kidding?
That's kind of relevant to the story, but it was just full. So there was a guy directly in front of me, and he was sitting with this woman. He was probably like late 40s, about 50. Woman's similar age, maybe a little younger. So they were obviously together. Like they came in together, they sat together. They were together. Okay, just trust me.
I don't know about this.
He was like at the very end of the row. The woman was on his right because we were always to the left. He was on his phone on his left hand, just like very to the side. But I could see his phone because I could see down. And he was texting a woman.
No way.
A woman.
And I could read his text. I think it's because he was just old. He couldn't see, so it was really zoomed in. Like the text is all big, so I could read it.
Oh, it was huge. My mom has that.
Yeah, my mom does too. It's like 32 font.
So I could see it. And the best text that I recognized was just, "Are you with her?"
Oh my god.
Ooh.
That is.
I saw it. I was like, "Oh." It must not have been a good movie because I remember like seeing that being more interesting than the movie. It's like I'm gonna see what's going on.
That'd be more interesting than most movies. I feel like
that is the movie. That's the movie right there.
Exactly. That's
I
a real life
texted my
movie.
ex during a movie.
I'm pretty sure. Well, I think so. My suspicion is that was his wife, and then like, or maybe his ex-wife or something.
That he was texting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It
But
could honestly
it was-
be either way. I feel like.
Yeah.
You
But
can go either way on
he
this
was
one.
cheating.
He was. Yeah.
And
Something bad was going on. That
it was-
boy is bad.
It was just funny that he was like texting openly about it in
Yeah.
the movie theater.
I have an interesting movie story.
Do tell.
Yeah.
So when I was younger, me and my younger brothers were younger. I mean, it wasn't my.
Was your mom younger too?
She was younger actually.
Wait, what about your dad?
Because this was, now that you say it, he was also younger at that point. It's a small world. It's crazy. Never guess these things. But anyway, so she we had the day off school or something for some reason, and she took us to Philadelphia because the movie National Treasure had come out.
Yes.
And
Oh my
I know,
gosh.
right? So she made a whole day out of going to the places. and then like seeing the sights, doing all this stuff, and then we went to go see the movie in theaters and everything, and it was like a big deal because like, oh, dude, that's what we want. It's a big bell. Yeah, and stuff like that. And I don't know why, but like in between some of this stuff, we were getting lunch somewhere, and somehow or another, a plate of apple cinnamon English muffins with like butter or whatever ended up on my plate in front of me to eat, which I ate, and it had like chunks of apple in it, and I guess I just got like sick, and so I like got violent, like I had fever and stuff, and was like throwing up, and it was, I blamed it all on the, you know, what I ate.
This movie's so bad.
Well, how it ties into the movie is that I was like up all night in like this fever dream haze and shit, and like I was like looking at my mom like in the bathroom, like from like far away. Mom, the Declaration of Independence. Come back. We need to squeeze lemon juice on the back of this receipt because it's Thomas Jefferson.
Oh my gosh.
I just remember that's the first time I ever got high. No, I'm joking. I'm joking, but yeah.
So do you just like hate that movie now?
I don't hate it. No, I love the movie. I love
hilarious. Both those movies. Yeah,
and it reminds me of that trippy moment. I will never, ever, ever eat an English muffin or an apple English muffin ever again. So.
That makes more sense.
I actually myself also have a movie story. Crazy thing is, I wasn't even at the movie theater. It's this actually. Does that count? It was for my family.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, my parents and my sister and her friend went to a party. And they were watching. I'm pretty sure they're watching the movie Angels and Demons. You remember what that with Tom Hanks?
No,
I think it's Tom Hanks. I don't care. That's literally besides the point.
Oh, I know what you're talking. Yeah, it is Tom Hanks.
So this happened years ago. So my sister and her friend were just like, I think on their phone or did something, and this one lady, either she kicked my sister's chair or like hit my sister. I can't remember. But my mom and my dad, they don't play like that. They don't take no mess. So they took it upon themselves.
Shot her dead.
Yes, thanks, Brevin. You just ruined this end of the story. No, not at all. Sorry. But they took it upon themselves to argue with the ladies, and honestly, nobody was even watching the damn movie at that point. Because my mom is a strong, independent black woman that don't take no mess. She don't take no mess, and she was infuriated and was yelling. Like, I don't want to say scream, but just yelling at this lady because, like, you don't hit somebody's kid, especially in a movie theater. Like
yeah, it's pretty messed up. What the hell?
Either, like I said, I think she.
Who would kick a kid?
I think she hit her. I can't remember if she hit her or like kicked the back. I think she hit her or tapped her or something like that. But all I know is that I don't know what time.
Messed up. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what point in the movie it happened, but all I know is that nobody was focused on that movie at all. It was just a screaming match between these two parties. But yeah, that's my story.
Wait, so what did your mom do? Did she mess them up?
My mom isn't a fighter. She's a. I wouldn't say she's a lover, but she's a yeller. So we'll give her that. But no, I don't think she physically assaulted the woman who hit my sister. Nice. But yeah, I wish I was there because I would have been like, hey, don't talk to my mom like that. Like, yeah. It was years ago. I was probably like 9 or 10. Like, don't talk to my mom. But yeah, that really would have been me. Don't talk to my mom like that.
Hey, that's my mom, mister.
Yeah, I'll kick your butt.
And then you got smacked. And
then you get
my mom was like, I can handle myself. Hey, Mom, yes, I'll help you. But yeah, that's Lil A News story. So yeah, my anecdotal lead.
I love it. That's great. We all have these weird, traumatic, semi-traumatic memories about movies.
See, life occurs in the movie theaters. You can't get rid of them.
That's true. So today's episode is sponsored by movie theaters. As soon as they open back up, you better get your ass back in there so we can keep those movie theaters around for as long as we can.
If you tell the movie theater that you tuned in to Apple Juice for 2 podcast, they will give you a 5% discount on $20 popcorn, and
Please
they might give you a refill.
Popcorn code.
Please,
Apple Juice for 2 pops
for 5% off a $20 purchase. 5%. That's a lot of money.
Off a $20 purchase or more. Not valid for any purchase above $25. Limited stores availability. Offer ends tomorrow.
What's that? The 420 special.
Yeah, exactly. You'll never believe the sale we're having. We've gone crazy.
Get here before it's too late.
We're all running out of popcorn.
They're out of popping popcorn.
Boss, I can't pop enough popcorn to keep up with this. Well, you better.
That was great.
Thank you. All right, well, you guys have anything else for this episode, or is that a wrap?
I think that's a wrap.
Yeah, I guess to recap, like movies are dope. Obviously, people love movies,
Yeah, that's true.
but the industry of making them is not good.
And it's not what you think.
No.
Yeah.
So
So next time you watch a movie, you better look at the ingredients list.
just I don't know, like check out more indie films because there's so many on streaming platforms. You don't even have to pay for them.
Exactly.
They're just already there.
All right, but well,
Yeah.
thanks guys. Yeah, follow us on Instagram and subscribe to us on YouTube.
AJF2.podcast, and we have TikTok.
And new episodes every Thursday. So
TikTok.
And
Thursday.
don't check us out on Facebook. Do check us out on Facebook.
Don't you
Yeah.
dare go to our Facebook. Don't you do it. Don't do it.
But we want you to.
Juste pas poder. Juste pas poder.
Apple Juice for Two podcast is recorded and produced by Allen Allen Productions and Sunring Studios. Written and performed by Cameron Allen, and Brevin Stallings, and premiered every Thursday at 12 a.m. Eastern Central. Do not attempt any stunts described in the show. Some results may vary. Batteries not included. You're adopted. Some restrictions may apply.